cult is just a word we use to kind of filter a complicated idea into a single word. And that idea is the way XRP people were, the way Cardano people were, the way Link people were, the way Kaspa people were. It's those like crazy people, you know, and everybody's super passionate about it. You actually want that in a coin. That's like one of the top 5 factors that make the coin be a success.
Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Thank you so much for watching my videos and welcome in today's episode. Now, before you go ahead, make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe to this channel, and let's get in today's episode. I know it's been a long time since I've posted any Kaspa videos, and that is something that I don't really like, going for a long period without making any Kaspa content, because a lot has been happening in the Kaspa ecosystem. And I always keep a close eye on what is happening in the Kaspa ecosystem. But while I was away from YouTube, I was able to realize some things that I did not really appreciate. Until when you experience this stuff firsthand, you cannot realize the real importance of blockchain, the real importance of cryptocurrencies, the real importance of decentralized systems. So yesterday I posted something on X and said, most people don't realize how important decentralized systems are. If the government can decide to shut down the internet for their own reasons, how about blocking access to your money? I've seen some crazy stuff this week, and that made me go all in Kaspa. There is no other way. So there's something that happened this week, and it is related to elections. So we had an election in our country and a lot of stuff happened. But one of the things that really made me understand the real importance of decentralized systems is the moment when there was an internet blackout. And that was not because of the technical issues or anything. It was intentionally planned by the government. So they decided to shut down the internet. You could not access anything online. And that made me realize that if these people have the power to do such kinds of stuff, how about blocking your money? How about restricting access to your finance? And I said, until this stuff happens to you firsthand, most people won't realize the real meaning and the real value of decentralized systems until something like this happens to them. You see why Donald Trump and his family are all in crypto, why they like Bitcoin, why they like Ethereum and other blockchains. It is because they experienced the side effects of these centralized systems and organizations firsthand. Not someone telling them that this could happen to them, they experienced this firsthand. And that's why most of these people are all in crypto. We can see these coins like Zcash really doing good when it comes to the price and the value, even when top cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, even Kaspa, are really going down. So we can see Zcash went from $80 to right now it is sitting around $300 plus, and it is going to keep on doing good because right now there is a lot of demand for privacy coins. Now, most of the people are blaming themselves. Some of the people might be thinking that maybe they made a mistake to invest in Kaspa instead of investing in these privacy coins, maybe Zcash or anything. But what most people don't realize is everything has its use case. Right now, due to the need for privacy, most people are running towards these privacy coins. When you look at what happened in the previous years when it comes to these privacy coins, these cryptocurrencies were dormant for a long period of time. They were building for a long period of time. And nobody cared about privacy during that time. And the value of these cryptocurrencies did not pump like other assets. So right now, when there's a lot of demand for the use of these privacy coins, that's when you're seeing them really do good. So the same thing is going to happen for Kaspa. Right now, most people don't realize the actual value of sovereignty. Most people are just into crypto because they want to make a 10x, a 20x, a 100x. But most people don't realize the true meaning of holding Kaspa and using Kaspa. Not only holding Kaspa, using Kaspa. As I said in the beginning of this video, most people don't realize the importance of decentralized systems. If the government can decide to shut down the internet for their own reasons, whether it be political, whether it be any reasons, how about blocking access to your money? So this tells me that if you use the centralized institutions, the centralized systems, you don't have sovereignty. You don't have any authority or any power or any control to your finance, because somebody else somewhere that you don't even know is going to decide to restrict access to your accounts and to your money. When people realize that they don't actually own anything, you're just given access as long as you pay. But once you start questioning everything, once you start asking questions, that's when you're going to realize that you don't really have access. You don't really have full authority. You only have access because you have not gone against the rules that you've been made to abide. You are only given permission to access the things that you think you have full control of, just because you haven't disobeyed the people that have given you that type of access. But once you start asking questions, once you stop obeying the people that are giving you access, which is not permanent, which is just temporary, then you're going to see that you don't really have full sovereignty to your money. And when these things start to happen, that's when you're going to see most of the people trying to find alternatives. But the good thing is that we as Kaspa users already know that Kaspa is the only option that is available in the market right now. Because you can see, even for the people that went into Bitcoin for the same reasons of sovereignty, because once you are on a Lightning network, that's a different world, separate from the Bitcoin network. Anything that happens on the Lightning network has nothing to do with what is happening on the Bitcoin network. And these are the things that most of the Bitcoiners, you can see even Michael Saylor, they are trying to push this narrative that Bitcoin is scalable as long as it uses the Lightning network. But they are not telling you that once you go from Bitcoin to Lightning, you are giving up all the sovereignty. So time is going to come when most people that doubted Kaspa are going to realize the true value of Kaspa. And if you experience these things that I've experienced in the past few days, I think you're going to have a different perspective about Kaspa. We all want Kaspa to appreciate in price. We want Kaspa to do 20x, 100x, or whatever. We want Kaspa to reach to the prices that are going to make us really wealthy. But once more and more people start to realize the true value and the true potential of Kaspa, that's when you're going to see the real value of Kaspa start to appreciate. I saw one of the interviews from Murad, who is famously known for advocating for meme coins that have cult communities.
Cult is just a word we use to kind of filter complicated idea into a single word. And that idea is the way XRP people were, the way Cardano people were, the way Link people were, the way Kaspa people were. It's those like crazy people, you know, and everybody's super passionate about it. You actually want that in a coin. That's like one of the top 5 factors that make the coin be a success.
So he said something really important. And in one of the clips, he said that XRP, ADA, Link, and Kaspa have cult communities. And I think he is right, but something that most people don't understand is that when you look at XRP, when you look at ADA, when you look at Link, they have strong cult communities. But when you look at Kaspa, this cult community is not just based on cult or based on beliefs that maybe will happen, maybe will not happen. This cult community is formed by passionate, intelligent individuals that realized one thing, and one thing that is really, really important. They understood that for a cryptocurrency to be successful, it has to follow the same Bitcoin fundamentals, because Bitcoin has proven to be best and the top cryptocurrency for a long period of time. But they realized that Bitcoin lacks one important feature, which is scalability. And how can you scale Bitcoin without sacrificing decentralization and security? And that's when Kaspa was created. And that's why most people are passionate about Kaspa, because Kaspa managed to solve this big basic problem. So when you start describing the uniqueness of Kaspa, apart from other card communities like XRP, ADA, Link, and all other stuff, is that Kaspa decided to keep the same Bitcoin fundamentals. But at the same time, it managed to scale than all other alternatives. You have Ethereum, you have XRP, you have Solana, you have Sui. All these cryptocurrencies decided to sacrifice one or two things in order to achieve scalability. But when it comes to Kaspa, Kaspa did all that without sacrificing decentralization or security. And I think if you're a Kaspa believer, this is something that you already understand. But you will find people trying to bring a lot of FUD because the price of Kaspa is currently down. People will start to panic. People will start to make mistakes of jumping into other cryptocurrencies that are pumping. I see most of the people trying to look into like rotating their assets into buying the currencies that are pumping right now. People will be thinking of buying Zcash because it is actually currently doing good. When the market is down, Bitcoin, Kaspa, and all other altcoins, these privacy coins have been doing good all this time. But people fail to understand that there was a period when these privacy coins were just dormant. They did not move when it comes to price. They were just building. They believed in what they were building, and they believed in the near future, there is going to be a demand for what they're building. Now, when it comes to Kaspa, Kaspa is still early. There's still a lot of development happening. The ecosystem still needs to grow. But people are giving up on Kaspa right now because Kaspa is not doing good in terms of price. This is one of the big mistakes that most people are doing. The reason why I also think that what Murad said is 100% right. There was this Binance blockchain competition, and you had Jonathan Sopoliski and Michael Satan, who are one of the people in the core team of Kaspa. They were candidates. And Jonathan Sopoliski came out as a winner. Now, I won't say that this competition is one of the massive wins for Kaspa, because you can see the people that were competing against, most of the people that were competing with Jonathan Sopoliski, when you look at their names, you don't even realize what these people have accomplished. So the Kaspa community pushing this competition and pushing the Kaspa core team and members to win this competition or this contest was not to say that this is one of the best competitions. This was just to put Kaspa in front of Binance's face. Like, you've been ignoring Kaspa for a long period of time. Now we are going to vote our Kaspa core team members so that you can recognize that the Kaspa community is actually that strong. So the Kaspa community did a great job by accomplishing this mission, because Dr. Jonathan Sopoliski ended up winning, and it will be very, very nice to see what is going to happen. Binance awarding Kaspa founder an award while they haven't listed Kaspa on Binance. But at the same time, they always claim that if your project has merit, Binance will list it. And we have new reports from Wharfie, which are really, really interesting. You can actually see that what Binance is actually saying and what they are actually doing, they are two separate and different things. They say that if your project has merit, Binance will list it. And this came out after people started accusing Binance of requiring a lot of upfront fees, of having complicated procedures in order to list most of the cryptocurrencies. You have to allocate a huge percentage of the maximum supply to Binance. And when you look at most of the projects that have recently been listed on Binance, they are all 80 to 90% down. And this is one of the biggest reasons why most of the projects are failing after they get listed on Binance. Now, Kaspa is not just another cryptocurrency. Kaspa is decentralized. It had no pre-mines. It was fairly launched. And that is why it is still not yet listed on Binance. Now, we have new reports from Wharfie. And this tweet is really, really interesting. He said, peanuts would be $1 million to $3 million. They demanded 3% maximum supply from us last week. Out of 28.7 billion Kaspa, which is the total maximum supply of Kaspa, when you take 3% of the maximum supply of Kaspa, that means that for Kaspa to get listed on Binance, Kaspa has to allocate 861 million Kaspa to Binance for Binance to list Kaspa. And that 861 million Kaspa is equivalent to 41 million US dollars at the price of Kaspa right now. Now, this is at the current price of Kaspa right now. And this is something that won't happen. I don't think anyone is going to pay this amount of Kaspa for Kaspa to get listed on Binance. The only option that Kaspa has is what was done in the previous days. Kaspa has to make itself visible to Binance because Kaspa won't pay the listing fee. The listing fee is 861 million Kaspa. That is not even something that the Kaspa community is going to even think about, like paying 41 million US dollars in order to get listed on Binance. The only option that Kaspa has is to show Binance that Kaspa is a project that has true merit. And as they said, if your project has merit, Binance will list it. If they really mean what they say, then they're going to list Kaspa. The Kaspa core team members winning this Binance competition was really, really important. When you look at the people, as I said, the Kaspa core team members, Dr. Jonathan Sopoliski and Michael Satan, when you look at the people that they were competing against, when you look at the independent researcher section, most of the people that were competing against Jonathan Sopoliski, you look at anything that these people have accomplished, you look at their names, most of the people didn't even know their names. So these people haven't accomplished anything significant, like what has been achieved by Jonathan Sopoliski and Michael Satan. When I looked at this competition, I saw it as an opportunity to put Kaspa on a big stage. Because when you look at the people that are going to be attending, you have a lot of really, really big people in the crypto industry. We have Michael Saylor, you have the former CEO of Binance, and other people from other blockchains. So this is an opportunity to present Kaspa at the big stage. And we have this opportunity right now because Jonathan Sopoliski is going to be representing Kaspa. So Kaspa allocating 3% of the maximum supply, like how Binance demanded, that is not possible. But the Kaspa community putting Kaspa on the big stage, that is the only option that Kaspa really has. Whether they keep on ignoring Kaspa or whether they start to listen and get into Kaspa, that is going to be their choice. But what the Kaspa community is going to do, the Kaspa community won't stop spreading the word about Kaspa, even putting Kaspa at the biggest crypto stages. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like, make sure to subscribe, and see you in the next episode.